This your boy T-Poe. This your boy T-Poe. This the New Solution Radio podcast show. And if it ain't AGELREEFE and the family, I'ma keep saying it till I get tired. Overstand, leg up. Yo, we back on it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. You know what I'm saying? This is Mental Health Awareness Month for the company. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple of my close partners on the phone. You know what I'm saying? On the live chat, you know what I'm saying? We finna get ready to go live on the radio. So this finna be a good show. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody, you know, got your coffee, got your eats, got your goodies and snacks. You know what I'm saying? We finna sit down and have a good combo up in here. So without further ado, we got OG Capone in the building, you know what I'm saying? You know, and then we got Coach O, AO, whatever you want to call, we can call Coach O today, and we gonna further discuss mental health awareness and a lot of other things that, you know what I'm saying, we got on the platform today. So again, let's go ahead and get started with you. Coach O, how you doing today, brother?
Man, it's such a beautiful day. Every day above ground is a good one.
I know that's right.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
So I know we was chopping it up, you know what I'm saying, but you know, a couple of days ago, and we had a good conversation, you know what I'm saying, about an hour-long convo about, you know, mental health awareness, and you know what I'm saying, we were chopping it up on curriculums of school, and I know you had expressed that you have that, you know what I'm saying, expertise. So, you know, tell the people what you got going on right now, you know what I mean? You know.
Okay, so right now, man, I'm just a servant for the Creator. You know, I had to make a true change in my own life before I could really and truly do anything else. So right now I'm in the school system. You know, I was once a knucklehead and I'm looking to give back. I see that only 38% of our third graders pass the standardized test. And you know, third grade is that make or break. That's how they determine your success. They say if you can't read by third grade, then they automatically count you off as a failure because in Title I, they're feeder schools. So that means if you don't make it in this system, then I'm gonna feed you to the prison system. And that's just basically what it is. And so what I've seen was from studying other cultures and other communities that a parent-student curriculum, parents getting involved with their children has been the most effective way of really holistically developing a child, right? Like I tell people all the time, I don't come from God. I got a belly button that show I come from my mother and my father, which means that's why I have to honor them. And they're my creators. They brought me into the world, which means they're responsible for me. They're going to give me my identity in the household so I can take that out into the universe and be great.
Right.
You know? So what we did was, man, we created an interactive parent-student curriculum for parents to get involved. In there, though, I'm going to give you a little, you know, so in it, we have an educational SWOT analysis so you can map out that journey for your child. We also have a learning style assessment, right? So that way you can learn the learning style of the baby. We have theta healing, which goes into the holistic development. And then we have the daily reflection, which we like to do at night as a family. So that's honestly what I'm doing right now, brother. Starting the school system, and now we here and we trying to get active in the community.
Okay, so you know what I'm saying, with the school system and the curriculum, because I know we talked about that, you know what I'm saying, because I felt in my spirit that a lot of the old, the curriculums that they got in school was when we were in school. It's the same curriculum. It's been the same for years. It's consecutive, the same teaching. They've taken out so much of the curriculum. And I feel like with the technology and with the advancement of these kids that we need to change the curriculum. And that's why I like that you're doing that in the school system today. You know what I'm saying? That's vital because that's important to the community, to our kids learning a new way of learning. Because the internet got us just all over the place. You feel what I'm saying? We got Ambassador Strong, Senior Ambassador Strong of the Big We 501c3 stepped in the building. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the show as always. Peace and blessings to you, brother.
Peace and blessings, man.
We got Styles in here, you know what I'm saying? Got the original crew, you know what I'm saying? Welcome to the show, you know what I'm talking about?
How you doing, everybody?
Hey, peace and blessings to you, you know what I'm saying? So we are discussing mental health, we are discussing curriculums, we are discussing education, political, social, economic, mental, everything. We discussing the whole nine today. So if you tune in late, hey, y'all, welcome to the show. This finna be a good one. You might want to keep it locked. You dig what I'm saying? So getting back to you, Coach O, you know what I'm saying? So give us a little further intel. You know what I'm saying? Really, we want to get to the meat of it.
Okay, basically, it's about holistic development. Okay, critical thinking and analyzing.
Right.
I don't care what takes place. If I show a baby how to critical think and analyze, you can navigate in a situation. School would want you to be a robot. So they want you to respond the way they need you to respond in certain situations. Sit down, shut up. It's almost like jail, if I could keep it real with you. So we have the internet now as well, too. That's why internet etiquette is key. And these are tools that we have in this curriculum that's modern day that can really help grow the baby, help grow the child. So man, the parent student curriculum is here. It's available, you know, for our community, but we have to choose.
Right.
You know, we got to choose to do the right thing.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Anybody want to chime in on that right there? You know what I'm saying? You know.
I honestly wish I would have caught more of it. I just actually came into it.
Okay.
I would I'm gonna jump in just on what I believe. I feel that the brother is speaking on, because I agree wholeheartedly on the introduction to critical thinking at the earliest ages possible. Oftentimes within the school system, in impoverished communities and stuff like that, they touch on these subjects because they have to, but they don't spend the necessary time to ensure that we understand how to apply it in our day-to-day. We might get it for 1 year, and then that's the end of it, and then we're back to the robot system, as he said. Within the pages of the Big We Bridging the Gap, we speak on 12 Years a Slave. Now, a lot of people may remember that as being a movie, but we're referring to the school system. You have 12 years of education that basically programs you to be a worker bee, not to excel and succeed, especially in our communities, because you're being judged on a pass-fail basis versus an ability basis.
Yes,
so
sir.
Oftentimes our children, as I stated before, begin to see themselves as failures because they may not be able to vibe with the teaching style. You
Yes,
know, until I was an adult, I had no idea that there were different learning styles as well as different teaching styles. You know, so the teacher might not be able to reach me. Doesn't mean that I have a learning problem. Doesn't mean that I'm some type of mental disability. It just means that, hey, maybe I need somebody else to come in here and give this to me. Somebody I can relate to. Somebody that can relate to me.
Yes,
And going back to the critical thinking, I would love to introduce critical thinking as well as rational thinking. Rational self-analysis, the ability to check oneself and see emotional intelligence, to know that my feelings are hurt, that I'm not angry. You know, understand that the idea isn't to be happy all the time or sad all the time, as both of those are considered manic. You need to be able to move healthily up and down the emotional lines. So I really do believe that what we see in today's society, and if you talk to a lot of brothers, we take on that it is what it is mentality because we don't know anything else. So we get defensive and put that wall up. When I say it is what it is, that just means I don't care. But the truth is, I don't know. But before I let you know, because I feel that that's a kink in my armor and a weakness, I'm just gonna say it is what it is, and they gonna like it or love it, or they don't. You know, it's that anger versus understanding what's really going on with you. You're embarrassed, you're frustrated, you're ashamed because you feel, but also going into the mental thought process of things. Why are you ashamed? Because you don't know. You were born into a world of information. There are a million things you don't know, but if you're sitting in a room, and there's a term called power orientation. I'm sorry, information overload, but there's a term called power orientation, and that is viewing people as strong or weak. And when you begin to go into a room and you view yourself as strong or weak based on, okay, I'm in this room and all these people are powerful, all of them have degrees, all of them have this, that, and the third, I don't deserve to speak. I don't deserve to be here. I'm just going to fall back and listen. How many times have you heard that? Oh, I'm just going to sit back and listen.
No,
I'm just going to fall back. You know, and the thing is, my brother, this is your life. These are your 24 hours. Do you really want to just sit back and listen and not contribute to the conversation that is going to determine what your next 24 hours look like?
Right.
You know, these are things that we have to think about. We have to look at the full 360 spectrum.
Mhm.
And when I say 360, that means it starts with us and it ends with us. We have to go all the way
Absolutely.
around the spectrum to understand that, hey, why don't I deserve to be heard? How
Right.
can I achieve the things that I want to achieve? Are my actions, behavior, and attitude helping me to reach my short and long term goals? Is my thinking helping me to feel the way I want to feel? What's going on with these things? So definitely, brother, I push that critical thinking and I push rational thinking and rational self-analysis. I am very big. Psychology was actually my major. I went from child and adolescent
Okay.
development to chemical dependency counseling. And after I was done, I went to play therapy. I began to study on my own because school closed down because somebody was stealing. So the college closed down. So, but before
Lack
whoever
of
got caught
integrity. Go
stealing,
ahead. I'm listening. Just
you
lack of
know,
integrity. Yes, sir.
that's it. That's it. Before whoever got caught stealing, I got 3.5 years of their psychology program under my belt and at the
Okay.
top of the class. You know, and it wasn't because hey I went along to get along. It was because I challenged everything they put on the table in front of me.
So,
Right.
so, Mr. Ambassador, not to cut your wisdom. Ooh, not to cut your wisdom. I didn't know that you got into psychology. If you can, please, right? Because we're talking about mental health. We okay in our community, right?
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Our people, we don't think therapy and psych. We don't get into that when that's needed right now. Can you please speak to us how beneficial it is to do therapy and to see a psychiatrist, please?
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Well,
There
see,
you go.
I'm actually going to give you an example of
Yeah.
something I love to tell. Well, actually, a couple of examples. When you go into a child as a child, you begin to develop thought processes and ideas about how the world works. You have a lot of people. We have stages of development. You
From
have a
one to
lot of
seven,
people.
right? From 1 to 7,
Yeah,
right?
yes, sir. You have several different stages that go into like I said, 1 to 7. You have it to where your family of orientation and those people right there are setting your groundwork for you. They're
Yes, sir.
telling you the understanding of the world. You're leaning on what they understand and what they go through. Then you get enrolled into a school system. Now, the school
A
system is not
system, a
only here to
system. I love what you said. Please keep going. Please keep going.
system, my brother. Hey, you get into a school system that's not only meant to uh, teach you the things that they want you to learn as far as so you can be a productive person within that system, but so that you can learn how to interact because we are in a multicultural society. So you can learn to interact with other different kids and stuff like that. But what you're not seeing on that underbelly is the unspoken rules of psychology that's going on. Kids are starting to position themselves during this growth process. They're
Yes,
starting
sir.
to learn differences and starting to pick up on things that this child is being treated this way because they do this. They begin to see things. Now, as this stage is being set, the next phase, you begin to start trying to develop your own footing. You
Yes,
begin
sir.
to try new things outside of what you've been programmed. Now, mind you, your original programming is coming from whoever had it to give you, which means that you're getting their programming. So if their programming was insufficient, then that's what you're carrying on.
Because that's your
So
foundation. Because that's your foundation.
that's your foundation. Truth, lie, whatever the case it may be, that's all you have in your suitcase to go into the world with.
Yes, sir.
So now, as I walk into the world and coming from where I came from, parents wasn't allowed to finish school because they had to stop and go to work and stuff like that. So they may not have the highest level of education. They may not have the most world experience. They have black and white understanding of this is what we were put here to do, get it done, go to work, come home, have a bill too, and sit back and do it again tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
And work, 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 and you can achieve everything that you want, which is a lie. I want to hit that too. Um,
Right.
you can kill yourself. You're never going to achieve that at a job. But now going into the next level, when you begin to uh, take on the ideas of other people, things that you see that you determine could make your life better. You begin to judge your life based on what you're seeing other people have. My friend got this and he's happy. I don't have one and I'm sad. you begin to covet what other people have. And when you begin to look at what other people have as if it's better than yours, you begin to diminish the value of what you have.
Right.
Now, through my whole life, I had a set mind and an understanding of what things were, how they went, and it was concrete. Nobody could tell me anything. Now, when I went to prison and I was entered into this program, they began to challenge those ideas or teach me how to challenge them. Okay, well, if this is what you believe in, then tell me how it's helping you or how it's hurt you. Let's write some pros and cons about it. Let's write, is it helping you to reach your short and long-term goals? Is it causing you to be in conflict with others? Is it affecting your health, your mentality, things of that nature? Now, in the beginning, I wasn't feeling it. I ain't trying to hear all this. Y'all don't know nothing about me. Y'all trying to
Right.
judge me. Y'all,
Absolutely
you know,
right.
this is the common attitude amongst everybody. But then as I began to peel the layers of the onion, as they called it, and I began to challenge some of those foundational principles that I stood on, I began to realize that because I had never challenged my thinking, because I had never challenged my beliefs, I was going through life with the perception of a child. No matter how old I was, I still was looking at the world through the ignorance of a child.
Which means that
Because
your past is always present because of that past trauma.
exactly. So you carrying this one more time. This is what's in your suitcase. This is what you're carrying into the world. These are what glasses you have on. This is the jacket you're wearing.
Yes,
This
sir.
is how I'm approaching the world, and nobody can tell me anything because
Yes,
that's the way
sir.
I was brought up. Now, when I began to challenge these things and I began to understand that life is a series of choices,
Mhm.
and that truthfully, this thing that I believe in and many others, that proper preparation prevents poor performance,
Mhm.
it also applied to me. I had to prepare myself through study, application, and study, observation, and application. I had to start learning, why am I making these decisions? I had to even learn what my why was. Why am I doing this? Do I really want to be doing this, or am I doing it to fit along? It's this thing called groupthink. Everybody else is doing it. I don't want to be the one to stand out, so I'm going along to get along.
Yes, sir.
Not even realize that's what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. I have the guy that's popular that seems like he knows everything, that seems like everybody respects him. So when he speaks, I'm doing what he's doing because I want what he got.
Yes, sir.
So I don't mean to interject. I don't mean to interject, but you know what I'm saying. That right there, you spoke volumes when you said the popular guy, and
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, the people do go for the popular more than the rational.
Oh, yes, sir. All I say is everybody that's listening today, look down at your feet and what kind of shoes you got on. Um,
True
look,
story.
I
True
uh,
story.
uh them same Jordans or whatever you wearing that cost you a couple $100. If you find out they only cost $40 to make, and that the rest of it is
The
playing on
hype.
your intelligence,
The hype.
can you continue? Can you continue to support that, or will you? And I've
Yeah.
told many people, but they don't care because they're caught in the cycle or the thread of uh, this is how people see me.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're being judged on outward appearances, then that on the inside feels nasty and it's neglected, and it begins to eat away at you from the inside out. And anyway, long story, let me bounce back to when I began when I
No,
began to go through.
let me say this real quick to that point before you move on, because
Yeah.
the children, they express what they're impressed by. Is the
Yes,
reason why
yes.
they're being exposed to so much now on the internet, and the government, the plan, they try to catch them young. But go ahead, good brother. Go ahead.
Okay. And going back to that, because see, you just took me to another point. As a child begins to develop, and he's in that point of origin, and he's looking at his parents, because I call my parents a sucker for the longest. I'm not gonna be like them suckers working a 9 to 5 and never getting ahead. They
Yeah.
struggling out here. And I'm watching the dope boy on the corner that work 2 or 3 hours, and he got a nice car. He living in a nice house. He's always jeweled up. He's always got this. My parents were suckers, and the dope dealer was the man.
Yes, sir.
Now, never did I understand that my father, who decided that he would rather suffer than to leave his family, he would rather go to work every day and bring in an honest paycheck so that he can be at home with his children and his wife versus sell a quick bag, grab a quick few dollars, and constantly be looking over his shoulder. Um, he was the real man, not that brother out there that was looking for shortcuts. You
Come on,
know,
man.
we have a thing in society today to where we call ourselves real niggas. Now,
Right.
there was a time when it was offensive to be called a nigga. Now
Absolutely.
you've gotten so arrogant in the subject that you begin to call yourselves real niggas. I'm not just a nigga, I'm a real one.
Right.
It's a term of endearment, it's a badge of honor. And I don't care how much sugar we put on it, it's still shit. Pardon my
There you
French.
go. There you go. There you
You know,
go.
and this is if you allow um these things to go unchecked, which is these unknown or unspoken rules that we have inside of our head, our culture, our style, our whatever you want to call it. If you allow these things to continue to go unchecked, it has a snowball effect on your life.
Yes, sir.
It
Domino
starts,
effect. Yes, sir. Yes,
yes,
sir.
it starts out as simple. It starts out as small, little things like they call weed the gateway drug. I disagree with that too wholeheartedly, but I'm just using it as an example.
Right.
You if you use this is going to happen. Well, if you begin to allow one lie to get away, you allow one truth to marinate within your brain. Your brain is like a fragile garden. It has beautiful flowers and all these things. It has great possibilities. But if you allow the weeds to go unkept, then it's going to suffocate any chance of hope, any chance of ambition, any chance of drive, because you're going to start telling yourself, why even try? Why
Right.
even put forth the effort? I know these people are against me. And that's something else we got to stop teaching our kids and stuff like that. This system don't care about who you are. The system is made to sustain itself. It will eat anybody that stands in its way. I don't care what color you are. The
Capitalism.
system will eat
Capitalism. Yes,
anybody that
sir.
stands in its way. So when we approach these things, we have to understand that what is my goal? What is my obligation? What is my job? How can I help others? It starts with helping myself. I have to make sure that this computer, which I call my brain that operates my entire body, is working at full capacity. How do I do that? I have to do maintenance checks. I have to check the go ahead and check the oil and check the transmission fluid. I got to check the pressure in the tire. I got to go through my brain the same way I would treat my car, my house, and everything else to make sure I'm operating at maximum capacity, to
Yes,
Right.
make
sir.
sure that I'm not putting bad gas in it. I got to understand what gas stations got the good gas. I can't sit here and listen to you all day long because you're planting seeds of corruption in my mind. And if I don't know any better, it's gonna take hold because I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Sometimes this bullshit sounds so sweet.
Yeah.
Like man, and I ain't talking about money. I'm just saying some of the things that they tell you and they make you. They plant those seeds. I'm not gonna say they make you believe because believing also is a choice on what you choose to nourish. Um, I sit and I listen. I'm listening to some of these things and I know better, but it's almost like, wow, I never thought about that way. You know what? I need to go back and check. But there was a time I didn't go back and check. If
I'm
it
gonna
was enough, if it was enough, I was going with it. I'm
I'm
just
gonna
running
jump
with it.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead,
jump
go
in.
ahead.
I don't mean to cut you off, Ambassador Strong. We got the ladies on. You know what I'm saying? I know that they came in on the tail end of the thing. We got Shakita on the line, and we got Styles. We gonna give them a tip top time to go on here and drop their little jewels out here because I know that they're both into the education development part of this situation, which all goes back to mental. It all
Okay.
goes back to mental. So we want everybody
I'm
to hear that. And this is mental health awareness. This all goes back to mental. So ladies, if y'all like to, y'all got the floor. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, let me go ahead and say something real quick because when you say how a child they sponges basically, and how when they grew up they had all the influences behind them, and that's basically what they ran with. I just want to say, granted, I'm not one of them ones, because if I had to do that, I'd be messed up right now today. Because I grew up in a household of all type of neglect, abuse. It was just ugly. So I want to thank God because when I was like 5 is when I started realizing I want to be opposite. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
don't like the way that burned. I don't like the way that hurt. I don't want to cause that same trauma to somebody else. So I really want to thank them for keeping that in me. I want to thank myself for keeping that in me too, because man, it would be crazy. Because mental health is everything, like you say. I used to want to kill myself. I used to want to, I used to want to do that. Like I can't believe I wanted to do that, and how much I want to live now. I can't believe I ever wanted to kill myself, and that had a lot to do with my mental appearance, my mental relationship with myself, and I didn't like myself. I didn't like my surroundings, but I just want to thank God for my mental.
Hey man,
He
do
was
that.
he was hitting some real powerful, some real powerful stuff. I was wanting to get more guys on here and be like, hey, I ain't really had a lot of conversations, but a lot of men, you know what I'm saying, that think like men, you know what I'm saying, that want to make a difference in the world and not just themselves. It's just, so I was just dwelling in that. I was in awe with that.
Oh, that's cool and all. Hey, that's good. We
Sure.
go. You know what I'm saying? Miss Peter, you got something you want to add or something there?
Yeah, I was going to piggyback off of Styles. We don't see too many platforms like this with men talking about mental health and mental awareness. So this is an honor. I'm listening, like the guy, the guy that just was talking about the mind, how it starts there, the mental. It was just confirmation for me in church. It's like it started here, your mind and what you're thinking and what you believe in, and what you putting into, how you got to consecrate your eyes, your ears, and like I grew up in
Absolutely.
a messed up household too, but I was determined to be better than my environment.
Right.
I don't know where that determination came from at that early age, but I was determined to be better than my environment. But this is why I work with kids. This is why I work with the people, because we would never was taught that it's okay not to be okay.
Right. Right.
Or men that cry are, wimps, they say. But that's how we grew up. It's like it's okay to say I'm not okay. I don't hear men saying that. My daughter today would say, like, Mom, I never saw a man. She never been around a real man. I'm probably the realest man that she had, if that makes any sense. I wear the pants. I was determined to just show my kids still. So this is very important how, like you said, it started here. You got to grow your soil, feed it, like water it, so it can grow fruit and you can multiply it and be the salt and the light of the world, make a difference. So
Right.
this
I'm sorry, Chiquita, I ain't trying to cut you off, but I wanted to say why I got nailed, but I got my daughter right here next to me. I was just talking to her too, because like you say, when you young, like my baby first time experiencing like negative thoughts is what I call it, is when she was like, what, 6? And she came to me and she was like crying. She was just telling me like, man, the things in my head telling me I'm not nothing. The things in my head telling me I'm not going to be nothing. Well, Nene, talk about when you feel them voices in your head, what do you say? What do you tell yourself?
I tell myself I'm big, I'm brave, and I'm beautiful. Even though if I have good souls in me, that's good. But if I have bad souls in me, that's bad. Because I ignore them.
Mm.
And I don't care how many rude words they say, I just ignore them.
Wow, because what you know about yourself?
I know about myself. I know about myself. I'm big, I'm brave, and I'm beautiful.
Right.
Beautiful,
That's
outstanding.
beautiful. That is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And that right there, like I
Hi,
said, hey, how you doing? How
What's
you
up,
doing?
I'm doing
nigga?
good.
Good to hear your voice again. You know what I'm saying? You still working on your book and everything?
Mhm.
Yeah, hey, keep going. Keep going, young lady. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep striving, baby.
She just ran away. I think she's going to get
But that's like I said, this platform, that's what it's about. If you listen out there on the radio land and the video, from Facebook to YouTube, we're here for mental health awareness. This is important. This is a part of life. This is an everyday thing because you don't know what the next person got going on mentally. You don't know what they walking around with. You don't know what's going on. So it is important that we share this message with everybody. I mean, this is not just a race thing. This is everybody. This is the human race. We are all humans. It's okay to feel, what I'm saying, how you feel, but yet don't harbor that and then cause harm to yourself or anybody else around you. Talk to somebody. Therapy is important. I've had therapy.
Me too.
I've
You
also
know what I'm saying? So
Me too.
therapy is nothing wrong with therapy. It's nothing.
Yeah.
At some cases, you have to talk to somebody, even
Yeah.
if they're not your friends. You have to find some outlet. It
Yeah.
has to be some outlet because
Yes,
if it's
sir.
not an outlet, then it's gonna build up. This is gonna build up on this. This is
yeah,
gonna build up on this, and this is gonna mess with the mental. Then it's like a bomb. One little match
one
strikes
ticket.
everything, and all of it erupts out. And
Yep.
it could be on the wrong person. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
Miss
I
Kitty,
recently got me a life coach. She's like a more mentor. I'm 40 and I got reached out like, hey, I need some help. Yeah, I need to figure out why I'm studying going emotion or something that I dealt with as a child. Talking to this life coach made me realize I was raising my kids through my 7-year-old. You know what I mean? We don't think my trauma at 7 years old, I was there when my daddy got murdered. So
Okay.
that's trauma. So I raised my kids trying to just coddle them, love them, just giving them all the things I had instead of teaching them.
Right.
So it's like, so my life coach may be like, wow, I didn't know I was going through this. I didn't know I was selfish. I'm thinking I'm just a perfect little angel. But I didn't realize a lot about my mental and how my thinking process, how I process words or different things like that. So I agree with counseling, life coach, mentor, however you guys want to put it. It's good to have somebody, a person.
Mm-hmm.
That was another one of my persons, but outside of her, my life coach was amazing.
I feel like that
So
it takes a strong. I don't mean to cut y'all, man. It takes a strong person to admit publicly. Now, privately, people they do it all day. Privately, they'll say, "I got a problem," but it takes a real person with real feelings and the authenticity of it to come out public and say, "Hey, I've dealt with this. Hey, I've been through this. Hey, I've experienced this, so I can relate. I can vibrate with you because we've been in those type of situations to where we felt alone. We felt like wasn't nobody there. We felt like everybody turned their back on us, and we're out to fight. Our back against the wall. We got to fight for what we believe in. You know what I'm saying? So you're not alone if you're listening. If you're listening out there or watching, you're not alone. You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to hear that too. Go ahead.
Reach out, seek help, reach out to people. Like, it's okay to hey, I need somebody to talk to.
Right.
Men, pride, what they say, God resist the pride, your grace to the humble. Come on now. Like,
pride comes
we
for
got
a
to get it
fall.
together.
Pride comes for a fall. You know what I'm saying? That's in the book now. That pride comes for a fall. You too proud, but you gonna fall.
Let me jump back in here before I forget this real quick, bro. It is beautiful to reach out for help and things of that nature, but you have to make sure that if you do reach out for help and you're not vibing with the counselor that's helping you, to ask them to refer you to somebody else. Don't feel that the first one is the right one, or that all counselors have the answer for you. And it's definitely about doing the work. It's not to go to somebody and have them tell you the answers. It's to go to someone and have them walk through the process with you
Amen.
until you find the answers. And that's even the philosophy of the Big We. We're not going to do anything for you. We're going to do it with you. We want to help you to reach the pinnacle of yourself, because it's not that you have to become the best version of yourself. You simply have to become aware of the best version of yourself. Now, and in order to do that, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry, cutting you off. I like the way you just said that.
Yeah, you have to. We have to understand that we have to take off the jackets that we put on. It's like there are times when I'm a father and I wear the jacket of a father. There are times when I'm being a husband and I wear the jacket of a husband. There are times when I do all these things and I know how to change in between them. I don't try to carry the world on my shoulders in every situation I go into. I'm trying to be father, mother, brother, sister, all these type of things. You have to learn how to move and navigate yourself between the different roles you play in life. And then we have a thing called cognitive dissonance. And it's almost like being afraid to move away from what you're used to, what has made you feel safe, what makes you feel comfortable. And this was the story, like speaking on a child that's learning how to walk. When that child is crawling because they saw something and they're crawling around the room, and then they find their way to the coffee table that has the remotes and the fake fruit and all that stuff, and they want to see what's that, and they climb up on the table. Now they climbing around the coffee table good, and that's their safe spot. Every time they crawl, they go into the coffee table so they can try to reach the stuff on it. But then they notice the entertainment center. But that's way across the room. This big old world is way across the room. But the stuff over there looks so good. So you'll see them take a couple steps, and then when their legs start getting wobbly, they run back to the table.
Right.
They keep doing this until they get bold enough to travel all the way across the floor until they reach these new experiences. Now, just like us, we have a tendency of running back to what we're comfortable to, or what we're
Absolutely.
comfortable with. You know, we're afraid of stepping outside of our comfort zone because we don't want to be vulnerable. It's a fear of vulnerability.
I ain't
You
trying to be
know,
funny,
when
but it sounds like he just described a mama's boy.
uh, here's the key with that is when every young man starts out, that's exactly what he is. You know, he's looking because daddy is going to be harsh on, well, I was blessed. I'm going to say this first and foremost because I know a lot of my brothers wasn't. I was blessed to be raised in a home with both a mother and a father. Even though my daddy
Absolutely.
kicked ass and took names later, a lot of times we
Yeah.
got beat for stuff that we were telling the truth about. He was still there. He was still a
Yeah.
present force that made sure we had discipline, dedication, determination. He would do things like 5:45 in the morning. He never woke up and shuck anybody. Hey, get up! It's time for this and time for that. He simply hollered from his room, "Put your feet on the floor." And if he came out that room at 5:50 and your feet hadn't touched the floor yet, there was a problem. And you'd much rather be. I don't care how sleep you was.
Yeah,
You understood the voice of the bear. It was the voice of God. When God
Yeah.
spoke, you moved.
Yeah. I had to
Um,
tell him my
and
pause.
it was military. Like he trained us in a lot of stuff that maybe I shouldn't have been taught, but he trained us in a whole lot of things because he was special forces, all this type of stuff. So we learned how to make traps in the wood and bamboo shoots with this. So when somebody step on it, it'll give them poison. And it was crazy stuff. He taught us how to fight with all different type of weapons and all this other type of stuff. But never ever did I understand what he was doing until I became a grown man and I had a family of my own. And I can understand that my father never received the counseling that I received. My father never received the educational opportunities that I received. My father never received the compassion of a mother and things of that nature that I received. He was giving me the best he had in order to prepare me for a world that he knew,
Right.
which was harsh to anybody that looked like us.
Mhm.
So, um, and times had changed. So instead of me looking at him and his decisions and his ways through a scornful eye, I understood that this man who was a tyrant my whole life gave me the best that he had.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and I became very appreciative. And our relationship today is beautiful because he told me once you reach a certain age, you're no longer my son, you're my brother, and we can speak on anything. There are things that you don't understand right now because you haven't experienced life. And even as far as going back to what you sisters was talking about on how you hated the experience as a child, so you began to change certain things. Speaking on the mental health aspect of that is, even when we develop a lifestyle that is in opposition to certain things, we still have to go back and reflect on them because we're making a lot of decisions still based on that negative seed.
mhm.
Even though we're just going in the opposite, like me, I'm never going to do this because my father did it. I'm never going to do this. And what it did was, I was so focused on not doing the things that he did, I had a whole blind side that was wide open and got hit
Mm-hmm.
like a Mack truck one day. It hit me and mowed me down because I was so adamant and thought I was so good. Like, since I thought I was God's gift to the world until I got smacked and realized all the things I was doing wrong, how judgmental I was, how selfish I was, how
Yes, sir.
entitled I felt. It was a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things that basically even led to my choices of criminality. You know, that thought process we spoke of last week, the have to, need to, must. I was in a state of constant duress, feeling like I always had to do this and I had to do that because I was a man. I had to do this. Uh, uh, Nobody could call me somebody called me a house Negro one time because I decided that I wanted to be out of the streets and not selling drugs anymore and things of that nature. So I became a house Negro. I was soft now. Now,
Yeah.
I thought I had grown and matured and all of these type of things, but to hear somebody call me that, how dare they challenge my manhood, challenge me? Yeah, let's go. Let's shut the block down. I'm calling everybody out. Come down to the circle, one on one, line it up, whatever y'all got to do. But we finna get on some gangsters. So one more time, caught in my emotions, caught in my, why did I care that they felt that way about me? If it was about me, it wasn't even about me when I found out later on. But it's, I mobbed out, had soldiers. We blocked the street off. We stood out. I'm in the middle. Can't nobody leave until whoever got something to say about me come on out. And this type of mentality has led to so many of our young brothers going to an early grave or spending the rest of their life in the penitentiary. because we always got something to prove. We always got to prove we not soft, we not this, we not that. And the truth is, nobody knows you well enough to consider you anything, good or bad.
Right.
You know me from instant moments. You know me from small things that we interacted with. I've been alive on this planet for over 40 years, and one instant, I'm taking what you think about me seriously. Somebody on Facebook that didn't like something I posted called me weak or something. Now I'm mad and I'm where you live at, shoot that address. I'm coming to see you all. Man, come on. It's really time for us to get over ourselves and accept the fact that none of us know what we're doing. We all out here trying. Nobody, that stuff that you feel and that you hiding in yourself that you think ain't nobody else going through, I promise you we all going through it. It ain't one person missed the experience. It ain't one person missed that feeling that you feel. We all have the same emotions. You might not have them as strongly because you're focusing on them, but we all have the same emotional line. We
Right.
all move up and down that line. Some of us seem to be stuck, but there I go again. Hold on, y'all. Let me spin back a little bit. I got to hit my feet. When
OG
we're learning,
Funk.
uh-oh.
Now you go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
okay. Going back to when we're learning ourselves and we're learning our why, and we also speak on you have to have a why strong enough to go through the things that you go through. You have to have an understanding of your purpose. And as you're learning your purpose and you're learning why you're making certain decisions and why you're doing the certain things you do, it gives you the ability to change those things. Because going back, life is a series of choices. So once I understand that I'm not doing something because I want to do it, but because I felt like I had to fit in, or I had to in order to achieve this certain feeling that I don't even know if this thing is going to give it to me because I've never had it before. So why am I striving so hard to obtain it? And you can't put, going to that book y'all was speaking on, you can't put new wine in an old wine skin, which means that you can't straddle the fence and this works. Your mental health will be horrible if you're trying to live two lives,
Right.
which is when I'm around the guys, I'm tough, I'm rude, I'm arrogant, I'm a real man's man. But when I'm over here, I'm studying and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to walk a straight line, and this right here in the third. You can't serve two masters. You have to choose what you want with your life. You have to choose what you want for your children's life. You have to choose what you want this world to be like. And you have to become that change. You have to, the things I know I can't stop talking about. That's why I talk so much, because hey, I've learned these things and I know what they did for my life. I know how my life has changed, how I don't desire so many material things. I don't care what my shoes cost. I don't care what my car costs. I don't, these things that I used to be so friendly and I had to have, I no longer care about. And the burden that's off of me for not trying to fit into these molds of what other people think about me, something that I don't even know. I can't control what you think about. I could have everything in the world and you still think I'm a piece of shit. So why am I trying so hard to get an apartment in your brain? Why am I trying so hard to have you think this way about me instead of trying to improve my quality of life, trying to enjoy my experience here, trying to benefit from my 24 hours and make it so that my 24 hours helps the next person's 24 hours? Why am I doing that? So when I was able to X all those things out by going through years of counseling, not a couple days, I didn't read a self-help pamphlet and have it all figured out. It's a day-to-day process. It's like Alcoholics Anonymous and everything else. It's an everyday thing. You have to get up and face your addiction. And we don't even look at it like an addiction, but it truthfully is. We're addicted to pleasing people. We're addicted to trying to fit in other people's perception box.
Oh, they gonna
We
do
have to
that
break.
though. You know they
We
gonna do
have to
that
break.
though. You know they gonna try
I
their
mean,
best to fit in with
but see,
whatever they quote
why?
unquote. You know what
But
I'm
do they
saying?
know? But do they know why? And see, this is why. Like I said, has anybody asked you why you're doing that and not accepted the "because I want to" answer? Okay, well, why do you want to? You know when
That's gonna be
hey,
your
do you
normal
know?
answer though, because I want to do
But
it. I did it because
do you
I felt
know?
like I wanted to do it. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey, do you know why you get so annoyed when a kid continuously asks you why?
Oh God.
But hey, hey,
Oh
hey,
my
when the
God,
kid,
no.
because they finna expose you, you're afraid to tell them that you don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
You're
That
afr-
I mean,
you're afraid you're afraid to tell them that I'm trying to impress him. But
Lord
the
have mercy.
thing is if you have that feeling, then why don't you just change it?
Hmm. 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 They don't
See,
want to change.
I used to get so annoyed when the kid, why, but why? So why do you do that? How come you're doing this? How come you're doing that? But why? That doesn't make sense. Why? And
Yeah.
the truth is you're making me vulnerable because I'm gonna get to a point and I'm afraid of how you're gonna look at me after I tell you, hey, look, little buddy, I really don't know. I'm trying to figure this out too.
See, I got a trick for my daughter when she asked me why. She be like, "Mom," so when she found out I was smoking or whatever, like I smoke weed and whatever, and I don't smoke in front of her, but when she heard about it,
Yeah,
she found out about it. I had to tell my baby, I'm grown.
Yeah.
A lot of the
yeah.
things I'm gonna be doing is because I'm grown. There's a reason why I don't do them in front of your face because you're not grown. You understand what I'm saying to you? When you get to your age limit, when you get to that point when you want to decide what type of stuff you want to do, that's you. You grown then. Right now, I'm grown. You feel me? So some of the stuff I like when she asks me what's going on, I'm a ask her. So now I'm saying now she just say, "Mom, is it inappropriate or is it appropriate?" Because if it's not appropriate, don't even tell me. So,
Right.
So
Right.
let me ask you a question then now. When you tell your daughter because I'm grown,
yeah,
have you ever went back after y'all conversation and reflected yourself as in why do I do this?
of course. And that's why I make sure I'm assured who I am, just like how I tell her, make sure you assure who you are. So when I do what
Yeah,
I'm doing, I'm confident every time I do what I do. So when my child do ask
absolutely.
me, I got an excellent answer for it. It's not always just that I'm grown. I explain to her what's the benefits of what I'm doing. Like she say, "Mom, did you go outside last night? Did you go out to the grown up club? And did you drink that stuff that you say makes you sick?" Cause I tell her everything. Yeah, I did, and I enjoyed every bit of it. And I'm gonna throw up today.
Okay. Yeah. Brother coach, you back on the line here. I seen you dipped out for a minute, you know what I'm saying?
Phone went dead, good brother. I had to switch up, go get my charger.
Hey, that what it is. That way, you know what I'm saying. When you on the show, if y'all listening, you on this show, you better have your materials, your phone charged up, cause it's gonna go dead. That and it went dead on me. So you know what I'm saying. And it went dead on all of us. So it don't feel out of
Yeah,
place, brother.
preach.
Don't feel because that mug will drain your battery.
I
Yes,
see what you're saying.
absolutely.
I
But
see
Hey,
what
it,
you're
look, hey, look, even my phone, though, my mic over here huffing and puffing.
saying. Yeah. And I keep trying to get it hooked up. It don't seem like it wanna charge.
But hey, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep going regardless of the battery problem. We gonna keep this thing rolling here. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate everybody tuning in, chiming in. We're getting close to that hour mark. You know what I'm saying? We've been chopping it up on mental health awareness, changing curriculums, reach out, talk about therapy. We done talked about a lot of things out here. And we had a couple comments, you know what I'm saying, from one of our comrades out there, Slout Boy, you know what I'm saying, on his platform, salute to Big Him, out there. We got another platform that we deal with and we talk these same kind of conversations. And I feel like that these conversations are needed in these times. Um, I wanted to discuss a little bit about the election, but I think I might want to leave that alone for
Let me
right
ask a
now.
question though. Let me ask a question though, Pope, if you don't mind. Since we're
Go
talking
ahead.
about mental health, right?
Yes, sir.
Because I just feel like smoking marijuana is one of the issues in our community, especially with our male men.
Okay, okay. Well, go elaborate on that. Let's get your opinion on that. Let's see where you're going with
First
that.
and foremost, the plant, right? The way we consume it is it's not beneficial. A lot of
Okay.
times we have an emotional attachment to this drug or whatever it is because it's just what we want to do, but it's not beneficial. It's actually feminizing our men. Studies have shown that.
I have to agree. I saw a show about that. That is a
Uh,
chemical in there that attaches to the female. But I mean,
you said you said you agree. I got to jump in. Just
just on that
because.
point you said right there, though, just on that point.
Okay. Scientifically speaking, marijuana is feminizing our men and stuff. Um, According to whatever study they done on whatever men they done that study on, I would say, yeah, it did it to them. I will agree. It possibly did do it to them. It's, it's a good chance that it happened with them. I don't know. I try not to get in other
Say now
people's
we
business.
say it ain't over here, homeboy. It ain't over. We
Okay.
ain't no diss to
But
that. No diss to
then
what he's saying.
oh no, I'm gonna actually go into agreeing with what he's saying in the sense of
I mean, we
there's
can
a
look at the state.
problem.
Yep. Yep.
There's
The
a
Yeah,
state of our
problem
people.
when we turn to anything as a coping mechanism versus dealing with the issue. Now
right.
you want to go smoke because you angry, you want to smoke to escape reality, you want to smoke to do this right here in the third. Because me personally, I smoke when I study, and my study sessions are off the rack. Off the rack. I get deep into my studies when I smoke,
Right.
and um, to calm my mind. I'm a person with racing thoughts. Like my brain is constantly fast. I've tried teas, I've tried meditations, I've tried, but one thing I find out is I hit the spliff a few times, it slows down and I can pinpoint issues and I can get into the meat of things. Yes, there probably is other methods to going into it, but I look at it as in the abuse factor. When we abuse anything, it becomes unhealthy for us. Even like I said, you can be happy all the time. That's a manic state. It becomes unhappy. It becomes unhealthy for you. There's vitamins. You can take too many vitamins to the point to where your body stops producing the natural vitamins that it does.
Yep,
Um,
yep.
Yeah.
so we have to, when we speak on the scripture, we got to read all the way down, not just the scripture that we're
I,
going to
I
come
like
out.
how you put
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, 'cause- and
What
I'm not
scripture we
speaking.
referring to?
Oh no. I'm saying, a lot of times when people speak on the Bible, they give you one verse but no context. So you get and I'm not saying that's what you did. I'm saying that when we go, let's go full in to where yes, there are health things that everybody knows smoking is not good for you. It destroys your lungs and things of this nature. It plaque and tar build up and all this type of stuff in your lungs. Same yellow film that's on your fingers when you're smoking good, it's inside your lungs, and you're taking in that much. So it's a lot to that is true as far as health benefits. But you can also drink cannabis, you can eat cannabis. Um, there's there are
Your
so
body
many different
produce
ways.
cannabis.
Yeah, there are so
Yeah,
many
your body
different ways.
automatically produce it. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
already in the DNA.
I
So
yeah.
want to
So
know what he said is gonna make them turn feminine. Like what's making them more feminine. I'm interested in that part. Like that is intriguing to me.
yeah, elaborate, coach.
See, the femininity of it is when if you smoke, right, your reaction is kind of delayed. It puts you at this nice, cool, calm state. So as a man, I'm not able to operate in certain situations as I could if I had a nice, clear mind. I wouldn't say what I need to say. I wouldn't have a certain righteous fight as I need to. And I'm talking about the totality. I'm not talking about one or two. We're talking about the 4 or 5% that's able to use marijuana that's productive. Governor Ivey just built a prison, 5,000 units, and they're
Yeah.
looking to fill it. And that's where our men are going. And I just don't feel like the solution, or I don't want to. If I'm going to be in front of you as an example, I just feel as though that's not going to be the solution to it, especially where my people are right now.
Let, let me jump in right there. Let me jump in right there. So I'm gonna throw a question out here for everybody on the show today.
Hey
Um,
there, King. How you doing? I hit that link that you sent me, but I can't get
oh
on.
yeah,
You can't
Somebody
hit
got
the
to
second
mute
one.
that.
we in the
Yeah.
building.
Say
Yeah,
what?
Salute
Hit
Radio
the
Podcast Show with
if you
Big. You
can't
know
get
what I'm
on with
saying? We had to go ahead there, but look, I'm gonna throw a question out. I'm gonna throw a question out there. Now, would you take a prescription drug like Prozac, or would you take marijuana?
Oh, I'm smoking trees.
I'm smoking. I'm smoking. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm
see what
smoking
I'm
with you.
saying? See what I'm saying? Prozac, and as he said, like vitamins, but it's a prescription drug that takes the serotonin out the brain. But you have to think the serotonin controls a lot more. It controls the anxiety, the you know what I'm saying?
Hey, can I, Pope? Let me say something though, real
Go
quick to
ahead, go ahead,
clarify
go ahead.
something. Chemical dependency,
There
because
you
I
go.
believe I believe that's what the brother was really hinting at was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
chemical dependency. Um, and as I said, when you become dependent on any type of chemical to deal with an issue, it's not healthy because it's not natural.
right.
So, let's not get it confused that yeah, anytime you got an issue, go blaze up so you can solve your problems. Or hey, when I'm finna go in here and talk to these people, I gotta be high in order to go do it and stuff like that. Like that has taken it into the wrong scope of practice, and I'm not knocking it because I'm a person that's not really big on standing at the podium speaking. And I'm not gonna lie to you, before I go stand at that podium, I get my mind right because hey, I'll admit that, like when I'm standing in front of a podium, 9 times out of 10, you can already know how to hit that thing a few times. Like,
say you gotta take a little chunky choke before you got before
but
you get out
but
there and
here's
smoke his throat.
here, here's the key though, brother.
Yeah.
I know because I know that I have a degree of social anxiety. I also know what issue I need to be working on. So it's like, yeah, I may smoke to go get in front of here, but it doesn't stop with the smoking for me. Like, okay, every time I go stand in front of the podium, I'm gonna smoke. No, after I get off of that stage and I'm coming back over here, I'm in these books and stuff trying to figure out, and I'm going through my own process as to why do I feel this way every time I get ready to go to the podium. Because
Right.
work doesn't stop with putting a band-aid on it. It's like in our society, we've gotten so used to dealing with symptoms that we forgot that we could focus on curing the illness.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we have to. Why does this keep happening? Why is it? Because you never went and took care of the root issue.
They got
Right.
that.
So
They got that band-aid mentality. I want a
Yeah.
that's
band-aid
it.
everything.
Yeah. We
It
got
keeps growing back. It keeps okay. Let me shut up because I feel like my brother's gonna stop me again. All right,
no. I was just
I'm
no,
just
I want you to continue, but we got
I'm just messing
Brandon
with you,
Martin
brother.
in here, big
Yeah, we
Randy.
got Brandy in the
Yeah, we
building
got
now. You
Brandy in the
guys, we
building. You
got
know what I'm saying? I
Brandy in the
want to
building.
just, give her introduction. But you know what I'm saying, brother, keep going what you're saying. We going you know what I'm saying? We
Hey, let
keep
me say
finish what
this.
you saying. We're gonna get back to Brandy too.
Let me say this for y'all get the
What you
topic.
say?
Let me say this. Check this out. When we get through this topic, I want to go back on the last topic we had when we first started about manipulation.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of folks want me to talk about the manipulation part and the influence part of individual person. You know what I'm saying? So when we get through with that, you know what I'm saying? I'd like to evaluate on the manipulation and influence policy on that psychology standpoint.
Okay.
Okay then. Okay then.
Before we do that, can I want to hear Brandy. Wow, where she go? Where Brandy at? I
I'm
want
She
to
over
here.
hear.
there.
I want to hear what Brandy got to say as far as like mental health, because she's been going through a lot on her end in life and everything. And I mean, it's something that's going to tug at your heartstrings. So I want to know, like, how does she cope with her mental health nowadays?
How do I cope? First of all, thank you guys for inviting me on your platform. I do apologize for the noise in the background. I am actually in a vehicle on my way to a show. But how do I deal with mental health? I stay prayed up. I stay prayed up and I stay grounded. And I try my best not to go down the road of um, a lot of heartache and stuff to put me in a place that sets me back mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Although that is hard um, with the situation on my end. My mental health and stuff came from the loss of my sister, daughter, mother, father, and nephew back to back in 3.5 years. My
Jesus.
daughter was murdered, and my nephew was murdered, who also I took care of. So um, mental health, I think it's different for everybody. Everybody just has to find a place that's peace and safe for them mentally and go there. But honestly, I can't say nothing but God is the reason and how I deal with and cope with my mental health. I have anxiety, depression, a lot of PTSD. I suffer from a lot of things, and I take over 23 meds a day to keep a balance. So just to get about the bed. So yeah, that's
That's a
how I
lot.
cope.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That is a lot. You know what I'm saying? So with the medication that you have to take is does it like affect your daily life? You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people are diagnosed with anxiety. Um and it's real. Anxiety is real. It's a lot of things that becomes overwhelming in this life, especially when it happen like pop, pop, pop. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, I
um
have stage 4 anxiety, so I have the anxiety. 2.5 years ago, anxiety almost caused me to have a heart attack. My heart stopped and went dropped up under 40. So
mm,
I take an extra amount of meds, not only for the brain and balance, but also to keep my heart on the right palpitations, keep from having palpitations.
right.
Um, the 23 meds, out of the 23 meds, I might say it's a good 15 of those meds that are for mental balance, and the rest are for other health issues that have came on since I have been suffering from that.
Okay, 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 okay. Anybody gonna
Can y'all
chime
hear
in?
me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
So
hear you. Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, we just everybody got when everybody talking, everybody mute their phone so they give respect to who's speaking. But yeah, OG, you
so
gonna
yeah,
chime
I'd
in?
like to say yeah. I want to ask. Okay, like okay, you say you take like 23. I say, what happens if you only take 20? Do your body adjust
Well,
to?
the great
I mean, if you miss any, I mean, this 23, it's your everyday thing to help you perform through the day, or how do I mean, what to narrate on if you happen to miss certain, you know what I'm saying? If you don't take out 23, you take like 19 of them. Do your day, is the day the same, or do it reflect your everyday process? You don't take out them at the same exact time. So,
Okay, well, Queen, I think I heard you correctly when you asked me what happens if I don't take all my meds that I'm
right.
actually supposed to take daily. Well, by the grace of God, and that's why I say God. When I first got all these prescriptions, that's what I was taking to keep a balance. But prayer is real and it's powerful than pills. So I have gotten myself to a level where I can take 6 pills and still get through a day. Just learning to put myself in better surroundings, with people who vibrating high, and it's not a lot of like stress involved in my daily routine. And I spend a lot of time. I'm in the entertainment business, but I spend a lot of time alone. So I find places to meditate to balance out for the pills and stuff that I did not take in for the day.
Right.
That's
Eh,
awesome. That's
That's
awesome.
amazing.
Mhm. It's a blessing to
Um,
be able to fight through all of the anxiety and you know what I'm saying, especially being in the entertainment because I'm in the entertainment also and everything. We do have times where we just want to be alone
A lot.
a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a factor of having to be here, be there, schedule, structure. It's a lot of things that play on the mental. You have to drown out a lot of the problems
A
that
lot of
you have.
things. Yes.
Not even, I mean, like 85% of the problems that you have to try to help others in their problems. So I
Well,
get
99% of my problems is other people's problems, believe it or not.
it.
Because
So they just put it on you.
I'm a burden bearer and carrier, and I have
Right.
a big heart. So I love with great compassion. So it doesn't have to be even with someone that I know. I can simply see something that has happened on the internet, newspaper, or anything, and it affects me, and I embody that. So
Right.
like I'm a true believer of what affects one should affect us all, because
I
I actually
think
suffer from that on a daily basis.
absolutely. I think that it's one thing that I was wanting to discuss, and I know it's probably going to be another topic for a show, is the fact of unconditional love. And I think that everybody, matter of fact, I can feel it that everybody on this panel has that unconditional love for people human beings, as a race, or as it doesn't matter what, it doesn't even, race ain't even the factor. It's just having that one factor of unconditional love to see the next person better off in the situation that they're in, aside what we have inside of us that we're dealing with. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
Anybody want to tell? I know I knew
Yeah.
Strong was coming. Strong coming, boy. Strong be coming. Strong be coming. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, first and foremost, man, giving honor to the Most High. I'm listening to what the sister saying. Most definitely, the Most High is the key to all of these things, all the ailments you facing. You keep on studying those laws and precepts, and just like that tree planted by the rivers of water, you'll be all right. Um, it's
Man.
it's that's one of my biggest things that I do. I do get into my word and I study my word because that sword cuts through any type of trouble and drama and stuff like that. But
Man.
on the unconditional love topic, uh I want to say that, and a lot of people may disagree, but it is what it is. These are my thought processes. Is love is a constant force.
Yeah.
Relationships are what has conditions. You know, if I'm in a relationship, as in you're my brother, this is my wife, this is my sister, each one of y'all I have a different relationship with, but my love is constant because my love is obedience to a set of laws and commandments that I believe in.
Right.
So there are certain things that I won't do to you because I love you. There are certain things I won't say to you because I love you. There are certain things that uh, love represent that I'm gonna give, but each relationship is gonna be different, and each relationship is gonna have its conditions. And if that relationship is broken, then the love is cut off, which made that love have a condition.
Mm-hmm.
And going back to that book that y'all speaking on, um, if you read it and you get into it, it defines love as the following of the commandments. So, and it says that I love those that love me. So if you're not following my commandments, then I don't love you. So the idea that everybody's painting that I love everybody is a lie. This is how it is in the sense of I would like to see everyone doing well. I would like to see everybody find their niche in life and understand where they belong and their place and so on and so forth. But I cannot sit and say that I will give I give my love to everybody. Because some people, in all honesty, are just not deserving.
Right. Right.
You know, some people have a certain level of wickedness about themselves, which I know is spiritual wickedness, you know, and but as long as you embodying that, I can't give you certain things. I can't do certain things because that's what my father taught me. That's what my master taught me, is that you love those that love you. You love those that walk with you. Those who walk with you and follow these commandments, those are your brothers and sisters. Everybody's not your brother and sister. You know, we do it for the world, but those that don't come aboard will be counted as wood for the fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's a harsh reality when you study that word and you realize that the picture that is painted that everybody should be holding hands and singing Kumbaya is a lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and a lot of times because we want to keep everybody within the ranks, this is where the chaos and confusion come from, because some people are truly weeds and need to be plucked. Now, I'm not saying take their life, but definitely get them from around you because they are toxic.
That part, that big old part.
Yeah.
They bring down everything that you're working on. They find a way to kill, steal, and destroy it. They bring just a dark cloud with them, and it's just like there is no clause that say you have to surround yourself with these people in order to be a good person.
Right.
And a lot of us get caught up in that thinking we have to accept everything in order to be a good person, or we can't have feelings. I don't know if y'all forgot, they pissed Jesus out. He in there flipping tables. I know y'all ain't what I'm saying.
Yeah, he said he went over there and knocked over everything.
And then when people were in the way and they were wicked, hey, destroy them all. I don't need nothing over there. I don't want nothing to grow up because nothing good ever came out of it. Make sure you clean everything out. I don't even want a dog running around here. These are, it's to paint a picture. You know, a lot of people stray away from the word of the Most High because they don't understand. But the laws and the things that he told you to focus on takes away a lot of the confusion in your life. Even when we go through the psychology thing, we understand that the things that we have added to ourselves are the reason that we've subtracted so much of our joy, our pleasure. Like y'all that's in the entertainment business, 90% of people probably mind, I'm always doing this, that, and that. But at the end of the day, we have to understand that, hey, I'm choosing to be in this entertainment industry, and I'm choosing to deal with all these issues because I could actually say, hey, I like being on the radio. I'll help you if I can help you. But if you don't make it, it's because you ain't putting in enough. I'm only giving y'all this much of myself. I only got 24 hours a day. Y'all can have this much. This is the boundary I'm setting for myself because I understand mental health requires me to put this boundary here. I can't give you all of me because then who's taking care of me?
Right.
You know, there has to be that line in the sand that you put for yourself, for your like the kids in school with the mental health day. You have to have that. You have to have that time. It's 24 hours in a day. You're going to spend 4 or 5 of it sleeping and 8 to 10 of it working. If you have a family, you giving them that. What's left for you?
Right.
Get in your car, put the gas all the way down to the floor, and do that every day and see how long your car lasts. And what you think you're doing to yourself.
Right.
We're killing ourselves. We're making things so much harder than it has to be because we're trying to climb a ladder. We're trying to make it to the top. The problem with making it to the top is there's not enough room for everybody on top of the mountain. See,
that's true.
If we move forward, you see the whole world trying to climb to the top. People are knocking each other off. They stepping on each other, all of that to get to the top of the mountain just to come back down and go to the other side. So why not just let's dig through the base of the mountain? Everybody grab a rock. Everybody pick a rock up and throw it to the side. And that mountain wasn't so hard. That mountain wasn't so hard to move when everybody did a little.
Right.
So nobody had to do a lot.
Right.
You know. And this goes into, like I said, the manipulation. Circling back to what the phone was about. The manipulation and the influence.
I was just finna jump back in there with OG Capone, manipulation and influence topic too. Coach, we wanted to get you caught speed. We did do this. Everybody else on the show, we did do this the last couple of shows. He asked about, what is the difference between was it an influencer and a manipulator? Or is it a teacher, manipulator? OG, what was that?
Influence, manipulation. Is he on there?
Yeah, I think it might mute it up. OG, you there?
All right, well, until he jumped back in there. I look at people using their influence in order to manipulate.
You hear me?
There you go.
What's that, bro?
Okay. Yeah, like I said, before we get into that topic right there with manipulate, I want to get on top of what Coach was saying earlier about the marijuana part. Right? I want to get into that topic. Okay, if we're gonna say that marijuana is a factor in our people today, I think that majority of what about pills? What about alcohol? What about all the other drugs that have influence over individual mind? A lot of people say that
they can drink alcohol. They need to drink alcohol just to do so and so. Same as weed. You got a lot of people say they like to smoke marijuana, crack, whatever the case. That's how they make their day out. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I look at drugs as being, you know, it's not a mental. It's a mental thing, but I look at weed as more or less troublesome than all the other type of drugs that they got to entice other people. You feel what I'm saying? I don't do
Okay,
neither
so
one
you
of them.
mean
I
you mean
feel
like it's
you.
the lesser of the evil?
Yeah, I feel like weed it's like I say, I don't do neither one of them. I never did drugs at all. But I'm just saying, for me, just looking at different narrator, and when it come down to the weed side point, weed is a more mellow type. It's not. We don't really just influence people to go and do nothing, no terrorizing and you ain't finna go to no police station and say, man, I killed 400 people cause I smoke a blunt.
And
You
that's
know what I'm
true.
saying?
That's true. That's
yeah,
I'm
true.
just,
yeah.
you know, I'm just looking at not,
Bugsy
I'm
forgot
not
about
picking.
it.
You feel me? I'm
Bugsy
not
forgot
picking
about it. He
that.
just flipped up. He done forgot about, man, I was gonna do something.
You know,
S- That's what I always wanted to get to too. When he was saying like, cause he was on his way before. I forget who it was had they point across, but he was finna say something about how the people in the jails is getting filled up. You know what I'm saying? And he was getting to the point where he was finna say like, as if it was like a marijuana, pandemic that was coming through that swept around and got everybody high, and now they, doing
So my
criminal
thing,
activities.
my thing is that there's an agenda, and
Okay.
I just choose not to play a part if we're talking about solution. Smoking marijuana is just not the solution. Anything that alters your state of mind, and I feel like because at times certain people may do it. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying that if we really gonna help the next generation, I just feel like we need to stay away from that right now because we're not as progressive as we need to be as a people. From what my ancestors died for us to even have this conversation, I just feel like as a people, we got to take it further.
I mean,
Can I
okay, all
can
right,
I
I'm gonna
jump
jump
on?
in here.
Like we
Hold
Okay.
can
on,
get out in
time out,
nature.
time out.
I just feel like sometimes even as humans, we don't even really breathe.
Okay, let me jump in there on that specific topic. So even though they even though that they have a claim and scientifically and this that they have every realm of solution for, if that was the case, why would they make it legalized? I know it's for taxation reasons, and also why would they give it now? These just my theories on this. They give it to cancer patients, Parkinson's disease.
I'm
You,
on live. Okay, right.
you feel what I'm saying? They give it to Parkinson's. I mean, Michael J. Fox endorsed it. I'm not disagreeing with you on even, let's take it even further in the Bible. Jesus turned water into wine. It's okay for you to drink, but not be drunk. You get what I'm saying? The
Let me
abuse is that's what Ambassador was saying. And people take that, like they take these scriptures and they use little specific parts of it. But why would they make it legal? These my thing. Why would they make it legal? And in some cases it's considered as a medicine for anxiety versus medical. You get what
But
I'm
because,
saying?
but also though, Pope, I feel you. But because it's legal, that don't make it right. Slavery was legal. It was legal for them to they would go to church and have picnics. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? So just because they passed a law, that don't mean they don't make it right.
hey,
That's all I'm saying. That don't
you're
mean that's the
exactly
solution
right.
for us, is what I'm saying. So we
You
can
you
progress.
exactly you exactly right, brother. And before I hear what you're saying, even in the fact you said the agenda and the way they playing it, legalizing it, you got more people smoking it, they getting more lazy, more complacent, all this type of stuff. But one thing I want to point out is
And they making it
I
legal,
don't,
not to cut you off, but when you get pulled over with it, they're gonna give you a charge for it.
okay, here's the thing is that if we as a people, and this is if you do what's right, if you're in a state to where you can't possess marijuana unless you have a marijuana license,
Then don't
then
have it in there.
Right,
then you go get yourself a license in order to have it. If you're in
right.
a state to where it's legal to where they're selling it like cigarettes, then that's no longer an issue. But going into what the man was saying about you're going to find more danger in what you serve yourself for dinner than in the consumption of marijuana. And that's just look at the side effects of the things that they put in to preserve your meats. If you've
Yeah,
ever eaten a can of a canned good out of a grocery store, look at the chemicals that they put. If you eat cereal,
Even a
yeah.
bag of Doritos.
Wait a
a
minute.
bag of Doritos,
It's
if
even to the
you
point. It's even to the point you got to look at it. Look at the commercials that they put out about medical stuff. The one situation, because one pill or prescription could solve this, but the side effects.
Oh, you may lose an arm. You may lose a
You know what I'm
spleen. You may
saying?
not
If
be
you
able to
look at
shit for
the
3 days.
commercials,
you're
so
gonna be depressed and want to kill yourself. You got all these
right,
problems
right,
because
right,
you
right,
because
right.
you had
So
a
so
headache.
so you put the two together. You put the two together. You put them side by side, and you run the commercial simultaneously about marijuana and prescription whatever. It pretty much is gonna get okay. Then there comes the mental part of rational thinking. Well, hey, smoking a joint ain't gonna hurt me like taking this pill that I might lose an arm, lose a leg. My thing don't get hard, it don't get wet no more. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It involves a lot. So
Hey,
I got
Coach,
you.
let
yes,
me
sir.
slide.
I got you. So
Let me slide
why
in.
is the people? Why is it that the solution is for us to build societies inside of societies where we grow our own food, we able to have the herbs, and we able to heal ourselves. And I mean, and we don't have to depend on the system, and we have our own schools where we're educating our own.
You said,
But
why
see,
is it
sometimes
that?
that'll be a little bit too much, you know, as far as what we have to do,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we always want to take shortcuts for the easy route. And I just feel as though eh, for some of my people that I see smoke weed, you just can't stop smoking it, and they have justifications for it. So
Okay, let me
I don't want to see the next generation. I'm just being honest with you. You know, with those, I don't want to pass that same ideology, or I don't want to pass my bad behaviors on to make it seem like it's cool because that's what I choose to do. Because
okay,
we
can
all
I
have
ask you
free
something?
will.
Can I let me put something on the table and then I want to ask you a question. Okay, first and foremost, using weed as a solution to what's going on in our climate today is I hope nobody thinks that weed is an answer to none of the
Advocate.
problems
Yeah.
that we have. And I hope that's clear. Nobody believes in that. But as much as I'm an advocate for the right for anybody to pick up anybody of age to pick up and smoke if they want to marijuana, I will say that I understand you wholeheartedly in the fact of the mental state of our people today. They don't need to use any mind altering drugs. I will get with you on that and say I understand where you're coming from and that perspective of it, as in, hey, um, you out here, little pistol starter, and everybody else that you got going out here, you got guns longer than your leg and all this other type of stuff. And you think that you're in a state of, I need to kill this dude because he stepped on my shoes, and this is the norm. Y'all don't need nothing else messing y'all mind up. I
Mm-mm.
agree. We can go there with it. However, I want to go into the pinpointing marijuana as the issue. Because one more time, if we were to look at marijuana as part of the equation, we would have to say that it's dealing with the surface level issues because we can go back and point out some real issues that are really at the root of why our children are behaving the way they're behaving. Um, and we can go through a whole lot of industries, a lack of education, a lack of parental involvement, a lack of parents willing to step up and do what it takes to learn what they need to learn in order to pass it on to their children. Um, Accountability issues, uh, alcoholism is far more problem in this country than marijuana. I feel like even when you
Facts.
look at, hey, black people smoke a lot of weed, it's a lot more people drinking alcohol and smoking harder drugs and doing cocaine and all these other type of things that um, add to it. Like I said, I'm not saying that we can't take it out, but Let's look at the real issues that got us doing what we're doing today. Let's look at our real mental health state, as in, why does a young brother feel that he has to take another's life versus have a conversation and realize that, hey, me and this brother have the right to disagree with one another. He doesn't have to believe in what I believe in. He's not me. He has his own opinion. We have something in the Big We manual. And if you don't
Yeah.
have it yet, I want to make sure that Pope, if you
Please,
can send it
please
to the
do.
brother. We have a thing called So Is He. And it's like all this stuff that you out there thinking you going through, and this is why you hate this man, because this man is going through, this is your next door neighbor. He going through it too. He's trying to find his way in life. He's trying to establish himself. He's going through it. He feels like he's in a constant state of have to, need to, must. See, a picture of emergency has been painted for us. We're always under the gun. We're always behind the 8 ball. We
Oh, not to cut
always
your
got
not to cut your wisdom. Ooh, go ahead.
we always got something against us that makes us feel like we have to be this way or have to be that way. We don't feel like we got the time to pursue the things that we love. See, on the other side of the railroad tracks, kids are being prepared to go into a life that they chose for themselves. I want to be a doctor. Hey, I love medicine from the time I was 9, so I chose to go here and do this. I've always liked this show, so I chose. With me, I was taught that, hey, boy, that ain't for you. They'll never let us in their schools. They'll never let us do this right here. Them people, hey, they not going. So a lot of avenues were cut off. A lot of things like, since when did we become the entertainment of the world? Now let's look at that. Pick up a mic, dribble a ball, get in the ring and fight each other. Do whatever it is you got to do, because this is your life. How many kids are talking about they want to be doctors, lawyers, police? Oh my God, a police officer, nigga, you a rat, you a snake, you this, you that. We can't have you around here, but man, the police always around here beating on us. See, we got a lot of stuff in our community that we really got to work on before we honestly worry about smoking the weed. My thing is,
Yeah,
hey,
it goes
y'all,
into emotional intelligence and
that's
conflict
yes, sir.
resolution skills.
All of
Understanding
that,
that
brother.
emotions is just energy in motion, and that marijuana alters your emotional state. Any
Okay.
drug
So
alters your emotional state.
guess what else altered your
But
You
emotional
have to
state?
be
that's why you need to have a strong emotional state before you start smoking marijuana.
That's what
So that way
I
you won't slip through the gate.
Trauma
What you
that,
alter
saying
your
is
emotional state. It's a lot that alter your
what you
emotional
saying
state.
when you go and you want to promote, stop smoking or control your smoking, you need to come at it better. You know what I'm saying? So that way we won't make it seem like, or you won't make it seem like, oh, smoking is hell. Smoking is the only thing that's going to ruin the world. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think I said
that
any of those things though.
You didn't.
I don't think
You
that
didn't say it like
I
that. You
just
didn't.
she said it
yeah,
seems,
no,
which
not at
is
all.
perception.
And the connotation in
Mhm.
the language. I was
Right.
just thinking
That's
that
it.
I didn't want that to be a that we
Yes.
highlight as a solution. I just for the
No.
younger generation, adults, we can do
Well,
what we
wait a
choose to
minute.
do.
Hold up. Wait a minute. We never pushed the issue about smoke. We never said, I'm gonna say this on the
We
Solution
never did.
Radio podcast. We are not advocating live radio, video to the world. We are not advocating for the young to smoke reefer, smoke
Yes,
weed,
sir.
whatever
That's
you
all I
want
was
to
speaking
call it,
against. In case who
whatever
watching.
you
Yes,
want to
sir.
call it. We are not pushing that
No, not
agenda
at all.
Yes,
because
sir.
that's something
There we
that's
go.
already being pushed onto the youth.
Absolutely.
Now we
Absolutely.
have a red side and we got a blue side. We got a Democratic and Republican. And at the end of the day, they pass laws, they pass litigation, they pass legislation on this subject right here. So even if we have a social discussion about is weed bad or is weed good? In some cases, weed is good. Some cases, weed is bad. Hey, is the cup half full or is it half empty? I mean, we in a society of where is it half full or half empty? Some gonna smoke, some ain't. Some kids come from an environment where that's what they were in, so they're gonna do what they were enveloped in. Again, it starts with the parents, but my daddy smoked weed. I mean, you dig what I'm saying? Hey, I can't. I look at Woodstock. I
Look,
look at
I ain't gonna lie.
musicians. I
It's
look at a
almost
lot
something
of
like a.
things because I just look
Go
at it
ahead.
like this. Weed ain't never hurt nobody. To me, I ain't never seen nobody. I ain't never heard of it. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion. I'm on
He's
this
not.
side of the
I'm more
fence.
scared of a child holding the gun with low self-esteem than a child holding the blunt with low self-esteem.
I'm
Hey,
just saying
listen.
we got bigger issues out here than marijuana. We got fentanyl.
Hey,
Fentanyl. Hey,
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 Pope.
hey.
Don't
I
take.
mean, I'm
Let's
just saying, you
be.
know, I had to chime in on that because really, really, and I understand what the brother's saying that it's harder drugs out here that these kids are on than a joint. They taking little increments of fentanyl and dying just like that. I'm just saying that,
You
you
see,
know what I'm
he
saying,
got.
that it's a
We
bigger
can't.
agenda.
We can't take away from that, and I think for the sake of the mental health aspect of this show, we can't take away from the value in what he's saying. And I also want to go into the fact of perception. When we do speak on certain things, and the sister said earlier, like it seems like you're saying this and that and the third, and it's me too in the sense of I'm listening to you, but I've learned to listen to what's not being said.
Right.
You know, and with listening to what's not being said is his approach is subtract the things that are keeping us from making uh
Stagnant.
from performing at our fullest potential. Let me say
Right.
that right there.
Right.
Whether it be alcohol or anything, marijuana is the most common amongst our communities, which is why he chose to attack the marijuana. If I'm wrong, cut me off, brother. But it's it's not that we promote marijuana as a solution to the problems or the issues, but we are speaking on things that we use within our own lifestyles and things that we experience because I do have a prescription for it. I do have to go to the doctor and get the refills and get them to put in whether I can have low level or high level or this, that, and the third. And it's no different than that's why my brother spoke about it. Is no different than me going and getting prescribed Valium or things like that to take and deal with the anxiety and things of that nature. So it's about dosage and stuff like that, but also yes, a clear mind, you are going to perform at a higher capacity if you have a clear mind. Yes, it would be beautiful if our young people would wait until they were old enough and fully developed before they decided that they wanted to smoke because they see their favorite rapper smoking like a freight train, or because they see somebody that they look up to smoking like a freight train. My dad is 70 years old and talking about he smoked like Snoop Dogg. Come on, man. Like, sit down somewhere. You don't even know Snoop. Like,
We had a
what you know?
comment. No weed was harmed during this broadcast.
You don't. Well, that's a lie, bro. I'd have burnt it. No, I'm just playing. Hey, but we.
Hey,
But,
hey,
but let me
brother
say
Carl,
this.
I don't mean to cut you off. We got Katina Washington on the show. She came in late. You know, she was on prior shows with us. You know, hey
Mhm.
Katina, how you doing? Well, she just tuning in, loosening this in. But you know what I'm saying?
And let me
Not to
say
take
this.
away from what the brother was saying. We're not taking away from what you're saying because it everything on this show is valued. Your voice has a choice. Your choice has a voice. So, you know what I'm saying? In every capacity, we want every side heard. We want the scales to balance out. You know what I'm saying? Not one side is heavier than the other. It's always a duality in everything. It's a right and a wrong, a yin and a yang. You know what I'm saying? So we got to take it. OG, you got something you want to go ahead and chime in on them?
Yeah, I want to say this. I want to ask a question. All right,
Yes, sir.
forever addition for everything that a person do. I don't care what kind of drug it is, what kind of addiction they got. They always got a psychologist to always for it, right?
Right.
So my question is, all right, by them having all these different type of drugs, and like I say, you can go. They say, well, you need to go to that class. You can overcome this if you go to this class. You can, if you're cocaine here, you go to this cocaine. If you AA, you go to this AA. You know what I'm saying? They got all these different programs for the psychologist standpoint of it. But that's a mental thing. But I ask, even though we got the psychologist classes for that, I don't feel that they are the reason why people are being cured. I don't believe the 12-step cure on nobody. You know what I'm
It
saying?
does.
I don't believe I don't believe the people that they go and see is curing them. You feel
Hey,
me?
Capone. Hey,
Yeah.
I want to chime in on that because it's not the 12-step program that's curing you. It's not. Those programs are designed to help you in the rough patches when you want to go back to using as a form of coping. They're not what's curing you. That's what's helping you get over. Like when you jonesing and you want to talk to somebody else that know what you're going through, you have a group of people who specifically have been through or use the same drugs you using. So if I'm an alcoholic, I'm gonna talk to somebody that has dealt with alcoholism. If I'm I hate using the term crackhead, but I want to talk to somebody that smoke crack. I don't want to talk to somebody that got a cigarette problem and I'm trying to tell them about how I want that crack to ring my bell again. They don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So you make these groups to help in the process. It's most of the times in those groups, it's just like us right now on this radio station. There isn't some psychologists in there stuff. It's people that have experienced it. You have an addict that has 12 years clean. He's helping telling you his testimony about how he stayed clean. And you have a sponsor, somebody you can call when you really feeling like you're going to go out there and get it. And I'm only speaking on this because I've been through it, brother. I mean, from the rooter to the tutor, I've been through it. And I know the value and all, even in what the brother is saying. I would be lying if I said there aren't times that I detox. There are times when I take myself away from any impurity that I put into my body, whether it be alcohol.
What is the detox?
Well, I don't use these things. I cleanse myself. I take a cleanse, like a herbal cleanse, to flush my body out from any toxins I put in, whether it be alcohol, whether it be whatever. I basically stop using them for a little while just to cleanse myself, because sometimes I start feeling like, hey, I've been smoking too much. I feel nasty on the inside. I feel icky. Like, hey, instead of this, that, let me clean up. Let me go on some straight vegetables and juices and stuff like that, just to get to feeling back vitalized. Because, hey, I do understand that what I'm doing has become a habit. Even though I don't see anything wrong, it's a habit. It's not natural. I wasn't born with a blunt in my mouth, so I can't sit here and pretend like, oh, it's natural. It is. It's not harmful, or it's not as harmful as other drugs, but it's still not natural. It's still not something that you were born doing. But it is here because the Most High put every herb on the planet for our consumption. So you can't tell me that what He put here is wrong for me to consume. Now, how I consume it might be wrong because the smoke is tearing my lungs and stuff up, but it's an herb. All seed-bearing herbs were put here, if you believe in God of the Bible. So other people believe in other things, but my God of the Bible told me all seed-bearing herbs and stuff of that nature was here for me to consume. So I can consume marijuana if I choose to, in His eyes, and the opinion of man doesn't really hold a lot of weight as far as that goes. But you also have laws of the land that you have to live by according to the Most High. So if they say it's illegal, then you respect it unless you want to go spend some time in lockup. This is the way it goes. And like I said, for my young people, take as long as you can before you start destroying your body, because yes, smoking is going to tear you down. Smoking is going to, not just because it's marijuana, cigarettes, cigars, whatever. You can stand too close to the barbecue grill too much. That smoke gonna mess you up.
Yeah, buddy.
Smoke kills brain cells, whether you like it or not. This is what it does. We're gonna say marijuana because we choose to roll the marijuana up and smoke it. But cigarettes are doing the same thing. Too much exhaust. Cities where people have smog problems are doing the same thing. Smoke is not good for you, period. No matter how you cut it, no matter how you enjoy it, smoking is not good for you. So yes, it is something that we do need to consider. We do need to realize that, hey, if you can get through life, because the end goal is to get to a state to where you don't need anything outside. You're so comfortable in yourself. You're so good with where you are in life. You can flow through this thing and enjoy it the way you were meant to enjoy it.
Right.
That's the end goal. You don't have to unwind by smoking an ale. You don't have to unwind by drinking a beer. You don't have to get ready for this by popping this pill. You don't have to deal with the headache by doing this right here. Let me get rid of this thing that's causing me to have a migraine every day, instead of popping these pills that they keep giving me at the doctor, because, hey, the doctor's helping me. He gave me a prescription. And you know what? Like we said, I ain't felt this in a week, but I have been depressed and thinking about killing myself every other day. My liver done stopped working like it's supposed to. Everything has a side effect. Everything has even the good food that you love eating. You eat too much of it, high cholesterol, calories, all that type of stuff. There's always a negative side. The universe was built on positives and negatives. If you create a pro side, at the same time you created a negative side, because everything that you say this is what it's good for, somebody can say, well, this is what it's bad for. That's just how the universe works. So we can go backwards and forwards, whether or not it's good, whether or not it's bad, or whatever the case may be. But guess what? Everything has pros and cons. So it just depends on where you're at in your life and what type of effect it's going to have on you. Yes, if you don't have a job. Yes, if you uh, having certain type of relationship issues, stuff like, no, smoking is not the answer. Put that shit down until you figure out yourself. But if you good and you working, your life is good and you're content, you're doing whatever you got to do, or you have certain mental things you're trying to do, whatever the case may be, and blazing up healthy for the moment, don't use it as a solution. But in the time frame, take the edge off while you research another way to help you get past it and get through it, whatever the case may be. But like I said, everything has pros and cons, brother. And yes, you made some great points, but at the end of the day, look at things in a 360 spectrum.
Right.
You know,
Man.
it's that's the best we can do on any subject, is to go full circle with it. Look at the pros and the cons.
Man, listen, this has been a wild show today, but we didn't cover so many topics. I ain't mean to cut off strong, brother. Everybody had a valid point on today's topic of mental health, curriculum change, mental issues, anxiety, suicide. You know what I'm saying? We've covered a lot of things in a limited amount of time, which is good because some of the people out there that's listening, probably going through the same type of situation. So to hear us do this and not, go to a bickering state is beautiful. I love it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Can I
It's
say
very
one thing,
mature.
bro? Oh, I'm sorry. Can I
No,
say
go
one more
ahead, brother
thing?
Strong. Go ahead. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
And everybody on here gonna learn something about me. I got a lot to say. But
Hey, nah, you know what I'm saying? But to the people, man, Brother Strong, he's a senior ambassador to the Big We, you know what I'm saying? And he's a vital piece to the podcast, along with everybody else that chime in. So, we take everybody, you know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
ain't
so
saying nothing wrong. We ain't saying nothing wrong, Brother Strong. You know what I'm saying?
not at all. I just wanted to point out something called positive self-talk and negative self-talk. These are two things that play a big part in how you're viewing your day, your attitude. Everything deals with your self-talk, and that's the things that you're telling yourself in your head. You know, if say I am grieving, if I decide to focus on what I've lost and steady think about how I won't have this and I won't be able to do that, and I'm gonna miss out on this and I'll never be able to do this again. When I focus on those things, anybody focusing on continual loss is going to feel down in the dumps, feel depressed, feel deprived, feel all these things. But if I challenge those things with the rational self-analysis, which we will also speak on how to do a rational self-analysis, but if I challenge those things with, are these thoughts based in fact? Or did I enjoy this person while they was here? Did I have the richness of who they are that other people didn't? Will I have those memories with me for the rest of my life? Because that was my gift from this. This person gave this to me, these times, these cherished moments. It's like photographs. I have that for the rest of my life. I can always reflect on, this is what I had. Yes, they're gone. It's going to hurt. Time will heal those wounds. Maybe not completely because, hey, it's gone but not forgotten. But eventually the sharpness of it will be dulled. And if I learn to challenge my thinking and start to focus on the richness of what we had, or focus on the richness of what I have, the gift of life and the ability to move on and the ability to bring new life or take care of lives that are lacking, or the things that bring, if I have those abilities and focus on, like I said, the cup half full, half empty. If I start looking at what I have versus what I don't have, and if you check our society, we often operate on what we don't have. We strive for what we don't have, neglecting those things that we do have. And if we spend more time with the positive self-talk of reminding ourselves of what we've been blessed with, and the fact that we're still blessed with the opportunity to make any changes we need to make as long as we're still here, then things begin to take on a different look. When you understand that you are the potter, you can turn that clay into whatever you want it to be. simply by choosing to, preparing yourself to face those things, learning how to challenge your thinking. All of these things are very important. Learn to, when you start having invasive thoughts, negative thoughts, learn how to put a stop to them and challenge them with more positive reinforcing things. Positive affirmations. We got the positive affirmation line coming out to where we just put simple sayings on the back of t-shirts, and when somebody's standing in line behind you and they read your shirt, it plants a seed of positive productivity in their mind. You're beautiful. You have the possibility to do all this, that, and the third. Whatever that message is on the back of the shirt, when that person reads it, that seed has been planted. It might not produce fruit for a whole year or for 5 years, but the seed is planted. So,
Yeah.
we have to learn how to do these little things. Like the little baby girl got online earlier, and I'm big, I'm bold, and beautiful. I can't remember everything she said, but it was just like the ability to understand she, in that moment, without any formal training or anything, understands a rational self-analysis. She might not understand the footwork of it, but she understands that, hey, when I'm having these thoughts, I need to tell myself something positive to reinforce how I feel about myself.
Right.
That's
I
something that
like to
we
go ahead.
go
I
ahead.
was gonna say I like to interject. I just got a little interjection real quick.
Go ahead.
But I feel like since we keep on using words like, blessed and all these things, it's just, to me, people don't understand we're born with the freedom of will. We love to talk
Yes.
about God and all this, but we never want to talk about the fact that we were all born with the freedom of will. So even if we raise our kids up to go a certain way, they have a will that keeps turning regardless of our hands being on it. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like when people understand that and they teach their children about that will, it makes a difference in their life. These kids don't even understand they have control of their life. They still, you know what I'm saying? They don't even understand that they're powerful. They don't understand that they have the ability to manifest things into creation. They don't even understand how they can decree a thing. I taught my daughter all these things without even using biblical terms. It was just how you say the footwork. I had to place my feet down for real and show her what I was doing and show her the art of manifestation and show her the art of decreeing a thing. I literally had to show her through my own actions. You feel me? And how I do myself every day and how I go in my closet when I'm battling my depression or when I'm battling those negative things. And I got to go in my closet and sit down and tell myself, hey, what's your end goal? Who you want to be? What you ain't gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I have to talk to myself that way, and now she talks to herself the same way. So as soon as I ask her on the fly, hey, what you gonna tell yourself when you having a bad day? It's quick. It's not. I don't know. I ain't never had a bad day.
And that's the part of it, as in I'm big on the not, I'm not gonna say not quoting stuff out, but when you have that foundation and you understand the principles of, I don't have to tell you thou shalt not steal. Hey, look, let me explain to you what taking something that not yours. How does it feel if I come into your room and I take
Yeah,
your
yeah.
favorite? This is why we don't steal, because people worked hard for what they had. Whether you feel like you wanted it bad or whatever it's not okay for you to take something that's not yours. And it coincides with that in third. When we say the free will, we use the term choice. The choice is yours. You have the ability to choose what, even if somebody has a gun to your head, you can choose whether or not you're going to go along with what it is they're trying to make you do. It's your choice how you do this and what you get out of this. Your whole life you've been taught and you've been going along with what you've been taught. But you have the right to go against it if you feel that there's this, that. But before you choose to just go against it because you don't like being told what to do, research it. Find out if I'm telling you anything wrong. Check and see if it's going to help you achieve your short and long term goals. See if it's going to cause you to be in more conflicts than you are already in. See if these things right here, this is going back to the curriculum that we should teach. Like I said, you have a curriculum that you taught your daughter that has been beneficial to her, on top of what she's learning at the schools that she's going to or wherever else she goes out into the world. Mama is actively involved in teaching her daughter the things that are necessary or giving her the tools that are necessary to when you get out here in this world or as you get older, you have not only the capacity, but you have the know-how to move through these things. And a lot of us didn't get that. A lot of us don't have that, which is why we're here today, is to figure out the best way to introduce this into mainstream amongst our communities, within our families. Because these are the things that are going to bridge the gap and bring us back together to the big we, where we put the neighbor back in hood.
Right. Coach,
Okay,
you had
and
something
then
you wanted to.
go ahead.
I'm sorry, Coach. You gonna jump in?
No, I'm gonna go ahead. Let the young lady. She can. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Style.
I was gonna say, okay,
Ladies
like you
first.
said, the big we. I was telling someone the other day about if you see a young man walking down the street, right, and his tie undone, and you know he had the look on his face that he trying to make it to somewhere. Instead of going up to him being like, hey, why your tie undone? Nobody ever teach you how to finish that tie. How about you just intervene real quick? Hey, player, let me go ahead, tie it up. Let me help you up real quick. Let me just straighten it up for you. Instead of, you know what I'm saying? I feel like people need to be more of doers than judges. People need to be
Agreed.
out here and being more active in the world instead of being more complaining about it. You know what I'm saying? It's more people just want to
Amen.
sit back and just say, oh man, I don't like that. But what did you do to make it better? How did you
Exactly.
go out here and actually make your presence known in the world itself?
Become the
You feel me?
change.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, I go around here, I got my niece staying with me. You know, she 18. Me and my sister, my sister don't like me, but that don't got nothing to do with me. It got something to do with all her inner demons. You feel me? I'ma still take care of my responsibilities, which is my nieces, my nephews, everybody. I take on these kids. I go out here, even for these men. I got men learning how to say, I love you. You understand? Like these men, all my guy friends, they all know how to say, I love you now. Thing they never knew how to say. They respecting women now. They was like, they ain't know how to do that. They know how to just go out and just surprise a woman for no reason. Just do it. Doesn't even have to be a woman. It could be anybody. They do it to each other. They surprise each other now. I see them want to go out and talk to me like, hey, I want to just put on a surprise party for, I feel like my bro, he been doing real good at this. Yeah, congratulate them, getting their flowers before they die. Of course. Why not? It's a whole thing just getting out there and just doing it.
Right. I want to jump in on that style. You know what I'm saying? It does need to be more doers than, you know what I'm saying, sayers. It's a lot of sayers and not doers. That's, like I said, that's one of the reasons why we jumped in here on the podcast too. We are doers. Everybody on this panel is a doer because, you know what I'm saying, everybody has some kind of piece of the pie, the puzzle added to the agenda that we're trying to accomplish. We getting down to the last few minutes of the show, so I want to cut it off because these topics that we're talking about, these topics that's going to carry on into the rest of the year. So y'all need to get ready for it. Tune in on Sundays, to get the full effect of what we're talking about. This is Mental Health Awareness Month. You know what I'm saying? We are pushing the agenda of mental health awareness on every level, not just one perspective. You know what I'm saying? We do advocate that you go see somebody that you trust, somebody that you know what I'm saying? Or, whatever the case may be. At this time, I'm going to give the panel they shots out. You shout out whoever you want to right now. You know what I'm saying? On the Solution Radio podcast show, we're going to start with OG Capone and just go straight on. OG!
By me, man, you should never been laugh. But anyway, man, I like to thank everybody for coming on the show and putting the topic down. And I really like keep entertainment going to all the listeners out there. Pope, Strong, Style, Coach, Brandy, who else? Katina. And also the Mr. Ambassador himself, Mr. Strong. So I like thank y'all for coming on the show almost every week, giving us some insights on things. I thought, Coach, that you and this is the brother that had the scholarship thing going on.
Yeah, we're gonna discuss that a little later on. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay, okay, okay,
We do got the Big
okay.
We Community Fun Day coming up for everybody. You know what I'm saying? We got that planned. A lot of things have been in motion. God is good on that because He wants to see this thing go through fluential. Go through at its full potential. So we want to push it. This is for the community. We want everybody to come out. If you're listening, you know what I'm saying? We'll have dates be announced. Speakers, coach will be there, you know what I'm saying? OG will be there. I have to reach out to Strong, see if he'll be there. And yeah. Strong, you wanna shout out somebody?
Yeah, man. Shout out, peace and blessings to the entire Big We global community, whether you are an ambassador or just a supporter. As long as you understand that the power is in unity and that we have to become the changes we want to see, I'm standing shoulder to shoulder with you. We standing shoulder to shoulder with you. And just remember, you have a voice, you have a choice. Make it count. Stand up, stand out. The only dumb question is the one that you don't ask. And the closer you get to being yourself, the closer you get to living the life that you want to live.
Right.
Believe in yourself, achieve within yourself, take care of yourself, pay attention to your mental health, allow that gauge to move freely so that you can see when you're feeling negative, challenge those thoughts. If you can't handle them by yourself, reach out. There's nothing wrong with needing help.
Right.
So with that being said, once again, peace, love, and blessings. And um, as always, the Big We global community is always a home that's waiting for you.
True story. Coach, jump on in there. What you got going? Shoot out your peoples.
For sure. Okay, man, big blessings to everybody. I want to thank you for bringing me on, just so we can build. But everybody that's on the panel, I would want to connect with everybody just to see what movement that you have in your city and to see how I can help because I'm a servant. That's what I do. And I don't know how I could give. I don't, if you want to, you can write my number down. It's 256-426-6258. All you got to do is a text, but I'm ready to work.
I'll make sure that everybody gets your information, Coach. You know what I'm saying? I definitely do that. I'm gonna connect you in. Styles, you got Styles, what's going on with you?
I got something to say. I'm just saying. I just really want to give a big shout out to you guys. I'm appreciative for the openness, to the end, finally. And I want to, I want to say, just anybody who listening, just keep your head up. Everybody already said a lot of positive things. Just remember to keep on looking at yourself for your healing. You understand? I know that God is, the higher power, but He gave you an ultimate power to most definitely check on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't gonna never leave your side, but He most definitely wants you to do your footwork. Prayer without work is dead, so stop begging. Get out there and get it.
Amen.
That's it.
Okay then. Miss Katina, I know you jumped in here a little bit, you know what I'm saying, towards the end. You any shots out you want to give out?
Yes, I'm sorry I came in at the end. I was having problems getting in, but I I want to get back in when you guys have your next one because I can speak on the mental. That's what I'm going through right now with my case, with the situation that happened to me back in 20, being assaulted by an inmate as a case manager. I'm still going through court and dealing with being a lawyer myself. With I'm not a lawyer, but I'm acting as a lawyer. I'm still working for the state who I am fighting. So it is a mental thing for me. I'm still seeing the psych doctor and trying to work, and it's just a lot. So I can speak on both aspects of it. You can be spiritual, but you still are human. So I say that to say it's a struggle, and I would like to be on the next session because I haven't heard too much, but I will be there next time. Okay,
Okay.
you
Hey,
guys are safe.
we gonna make sure you get on the next show because you know
I
what I'm saying, we
appreciate
want
it.
to keep your story rotating, because your
Yes,
story is very powerful in itself, especially with the mental health thing. Uh to
yes.
every to everybody, I'm T Pope, the host, you know what I'm saying? I do what I do, you know what I'm saying? I bringing the solution radio to the people so they can have, a voice and a choice. I am a big we ambassador myself, so you know what I'm saying, I'm here to help the cause in the community. Like coach say, common unity, that's what it's about. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you're listening out there, you want to get on to the show, just shoot me a DM, shoot OG a DM, and we'll try to get you on with the show. We appreciate everybody coming in. That was a good 2 hours, man. I enjoyed myself completely. You feel what
Thank
I'm
you.
saying? I love a good conversation. I'm just mad I didn't have enough coffee in my cup. I need a little more coffee in my cup, but beside the point. One thing about me, I like to make people laugh through their problems. I'm one of the people that'll sit there and try to make you laugh and get your mind off of it. You know what I'm saying? So again, we're gonna go in this show, man. Great 2 hours. Tune in next week. Same time, same place.
All right. Peace
So
out.
peace, blessings, and love.
Good night.
Peace out,
Yep,
y'all.
big
Bye-bye.
blessings, big blessings.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Y'all be good.